Hmm. This may have worked. This may have worked. I I entered it doing another link. So guys, can you hear me in YouTube? Okay, now the big test because I did have an echo, but I muted myself, the YouTube icon. So let me just see if if that's worked. And there's no icon at all. I think we're good. All right, guys. Well, I'll continue on in YouTube for a while today. Okay, thank you, William. And I'm just testing to see if there's any massive degradation of my system. So far, no. So far, it sounds okay. All right, JFBR. Let's take a look at this one. I'm starting to hear a little bit of whirring now. 151 is the next high. 168 after that for JFBR. It's on the daily chart. Okay, guys. Let's see. Anything? How's that Ray doing now? Still hanging around the 2 level, underneath the 200-day moving average, 206. So it's underneath still, barely. Oh, look at the SPY. No kidding. What remember this? Remember this looked pretty good, right? Remember that bar right there? And these 3 bars look pretty good. Look, we're going to have a decent bounce. Not even close from 560 down to 552 now. We're going to have almost, well, I know the Dow was down at one point yesterday, 1100. We're down 720 now. I think that's probably the low. Well, that's YouTube, dog. I mean, you're talking about the 8-second delay. I'm not doing it on purpose, but you know what? That's why I tell people come into the main room. Yeah, it's a YouTube thing, like a 7 or 8-second delay. It's not by our design. AVTX, I mean, it's got some room. It's, 888.90, $9 next high, looking left on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, 826. So it's got a little bit of room. But, to go long right now, I don't even care what it is. It's going to be tough. As Poe says, trying to buy dips in this market right now, pretty suspect. I think YouTube is more for people who just maybe want to hear me, maybe see my screen, but they don't want to interact that much because there's not that much interaction there. In YouTube, you want to come into the main room, there's a lot more interaction. So I guess it's just sort of simple if you just want to click on our YouTube link and there you are. Keep wondering if Mayo later on can take out that VWAP area. 592 is the VWAP, basing just underneath it. You know, I mean, if we can get some volume, if we can get some volume to pop it through, you know, might have a little bit of room. The high today was 627. A director buys 200,000 of NFE at 877. Okay, let's take a look at NFE. That's, as you say, that's a $1.754 million bet. 877. So I guess that was the news that came in here. Must have obviously popped. That's why the big volume increase right here for NFE. No, you cannot. Konstantinos. No, there's no more auto trading the AI. You can auto trade your own strategies, but you cannot auto trade the AI. We took that away quite a while ago, actually, probably at least a year, maybe longer. Best use of the AI is, you know, you can take a look at the alerts and manage the exits, manage the entries a little bit, but manage the exits on your own. Today was a good day, though. I mean, HSAI 1998, right there. You can, if you can see the blue arrow there. But so before it pulled back, it went from 1998 all the way up to 23. METC was good. Well, it's still pretty good. You know, 1070 before it pulled back at all, got up to 1148. Tigo has been an awesome one on a short 3010, 2883. The other two, this worked a little bit. Mayo worked a little bit. 607 was the alert, and that's an example of, you know, managing the exit. You know, 607, it gets up to 629. Not an unbelievable move, but I would never let it go down below the entry. This one did not work at all. 1123 was the entry, and I don't think it got above that. Well, when you say you need to find them, you have our premium. If you have our premium service, you get this automatically. This is what you're going to see every day. Not these symbols necessarily, but if you load trade ideas, if you have our premium service, and you say you load trade ideas at least by 9:30 Eastern time, then you just wait for the alerts to happen. The earliest alert is at 9:40. Okay. And this is, if you have our AI, then this is what you load. You click on new from the toolbar. And then there are three that start off with premium AI strategy. Sorry, they start off with premium AI. And then you pick the middle one. Well, manually, yeah. You know, first of all, I would always want to click on the alert, okay, to see if I really want to take the trade. I wouldn't blindly follow anything just because, you know, the AI says, you know, there's a suggested entry. I would always want to click on the symbol and then, you know, check to see what it looks like on the charts and then make up my mind if I want to take the trade. Typically, it's not that they're going to move like $1 in a second away from the alert. I didn't take this trade until it broke over 20, to be honest. Okay, because I wanted to see how it was setting up. So yeah, I mean, you have to have some trading experience, but I would never just want to blindly take a trade. Anyway, even if I could automate this, I would never do it. And I'm talking to Konstantinos in our. Do you? Oh, dog. Do you actually hear myself talking twice? Like I'm being serious because that's what I was hearing on my end. Oh, in both rooms. Don't. Yeah, but you're getting now I understand. Yeah, you're getting a voice delay in the second room though, or in the YouTube room. I see what you mean. Okay, so you have the premium account. So Konstantinos, click on new from the toolbar. And then now, first of all, can you see what I'm doing before I keep going? So before I keep going, I just want to make sure you can see exactly what I'm going to do. Or maybe you've left. Oh, okay, sure. And I'm talking to somebody in our YouTube room, okay, for those of you in the main room. Yeah, I don't know, guys. See how you guys can probably hear my machine now. That's what I was afraid of. That's why I had to stop streaming in YouTube. How do I add the quality column? You just right click, configure, and then columns. Where is the quality? Right there, quality. Okay, click on columns and then quality. Now, quality means a different thing for different scans. So, okay, but just click on the quality and then left click it over. Okay, left click it over. And then it'll be here. But quality will mean different things for different scale. You should click on quality. If you move it over, you can get the definition. But it'll mean different thing. I don't use it. Okay. But for instance, I think quality, like if you're losing block trades as an example, I think the quality column is good in the block trades, but it all depends on what you're trying to use it for. So it's going to be a little confusing again because I haven't had a YouTube stream going for quite a while. So those of you on YouTube, if you hear me talking and you don't see somebody's name, it's because I'm talking to somebody in the other room, the main room, and then vice versa. Okay. Well, Ray held that 200-day moving average. I got into that level, a little bit below it, but then it popped above it a little bit. So for those of you in YouTube, and again, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be in YouTube today, but for those of you in YouTube, if you're looking for any of my scans, okay, I've just put my homepage link in. And so if you click on my homepage link, this is what you're going to see. Of course, at the very top, here's how you can take out a subscription using this promo code Barry15 to get 15% off. First month only or the entire year. But if you're looking for my scans, scroll down, middle section right here. So here are the scans that I'm currently sharing. Here's the ones you can actually see. The momentum scan is right here. This is the relative strength leaders right here. This is halt. Gotta get this down a little bit. Halts resumes is right here. Now, I don't have all these scans up and running. Excuse me. I do not have all these scans up and running, and neither should you. It'll be way too much information coming at you all day. All right. So for Konstantinos, so you click on new from the toolbar. Click on new from the toolbar, and then you can see there are 3 that start off with premium AI. Okay, 3 that start off. Hopefully you can see what I'm pointing at. Pick the middle one, the one that says premium AI strategy trades window. Pick that one. When you pick that one, this is what you're going to see right now for today. Now, you may not see them all. If there's a little drop down, if you can see where I'm pointing at where it says filter, and now mine says none. Now, I disagree with the company. They like to check the profitable trades. I think you should see them all day long, because sometimes, even though they may not be profitable, in theory profitable, but they could be setting up at a lower, at a lower entry point. So I would want to see them all day long. So I would uncheck that. So does all that, first of all, make sense, what I'm doing? Are you able to follow what I just did? If I went too quickly, just let me know and I'll do it again. Okay, so now this is what you do. Tomorrow, before you, I don't know what time zone you're in, but if you open Trade Ideas at 9:30 Eastern time, you can obviously do it earlier, but notice that the very first alert you get is at 9:40. Then that's by design. You will never get any alert in the pre-market, and you shouldn't get any alert before 9:40. So if you open Trade Ideas at 9:30, this window will be blank. So first of all, what I would do is I would incorporate this window as part of your layout. So when you load your layout, you don't have to load this every day. You just make it part of your layout. And then you just wait for the alerts to happen. Okay. There's nothing for you to do. You just wait for the alerts to happen. If you click on something and you like what you see, you trade it. If you don't like what you see, you don't trade it. I would say that on a typical day, I would say you're not going to get more than 10. What do we have, 5 today? Not people say to me, well, I'd like to have a different price range. Can I, because I don't want to see a $30 stock, then don't click on it. It's not like you're going to get and I'm just talking in general now, Konstantinos, but it's not like we're going to get 100 stocks coming in here and you've got to madly kind of filter out the ones you want in terms of a price range. Okay. But some of you don't care. You want you want to see every one of them. Doesn't matter what price range. So you can't control this, though. Okay, I guess what I'm trying to say, you cannot control what stocks you're going to see. This is what it is. You can't say, well, I don't want to see stocks over $20, or I don't want to see stocks under $10. You're just going to. But again, just don't click on it then if you don't like it, if you don't like the price range. Okay. So tomorrow, just make sure you open at least at 9:30 and get prepared, and this will be blank. And make sure the filter says none. And this is a drop down, unchecked, profitable, if that's what's checked. Well, notice I shouldn't even have the segment here. It makes no difference at all. I don't know what strategies made the cut. Okay, we have, I have no idea how many more we have, but let's say, I know we used to have about 50 strategies, 50 strategies. So what would happen is overnight, they would go through an optimization procedure, the 50 strategies. The ones that would make the cut, meaning making the cut, would have to have the right win percentage and profit factor. And if they did, then they would be the strategies that you would see the following day. But just because a strategy makes a cut doesn't mean you're going to get any alerts from it, if that makes sense. Because the AI has no idea that these stocks were going to be alerted today. It's just that whatever strategy this was for HSAI that produced HSAI, it met all the filter requirements. Sort of like my saying here in my momentum scan, I have no idea what stocks are going to be here tomorrow. Now, this scan is a very active scan. There's no way any single day I'm not going to get one. Okay. Because if I look at this scan here, this momentum scan, I don't have that many filters. If you were able to see the AI strategies have a lot more filters that have to be met before you're going to see a stock. So that's why, you don't get too many alerts all day long. And again, a strategy that made the cut, it may not produce anything because no stock met all the filter requirements. AI can't know that ahead of time. All that kind of makes sense? Well, I don't know. I don't know how you can adapt the AI to your strategies. You can create your own strategies, of course. I use this like a watch list all day long. That's what I'm trying to say, though. If you get an alert from the AI and it doesn't meet your concept of a trade, then don't take it. But you can, of course, have your own strategies, and which is what I have. I like this tree map here, and it's not really, I don't call it a strategy as much. It just gives me ideas. Just treat the AI like a watch list. Okay. It's a nice watch list to have every day. Some like, again, as I'm really trying to say, if you click on an alert that came in and you're looking at it and say, well, that doesn't meet my type of strategy, then don't trade it. AI is not infallible, of course. And now look at HSAI, guys. HSAI is making a little move here. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a late day thrust. The high of the day is getting closer, 22.92. Maybe it pops through that, because when you look left on this monthly chart, remember, I believe that the next high is around 30. Yeah, up here. Now, I'm not saying it's going to get to 30, but that's the next high on a monthly chart. Now, this is new. This one is new, SPHL. I haven't seen this one all day, SPHL. It's kind of ugly looking, in my opinion, on that 5-minute chart, though. Yeah, so we don't support paper trading in IB, okay? But we do have our own simulator, which uses our real-time data, Konstantinos, okay? In which you can take your own strategies and run them in the simulator in auto fashion if you want. We don't really support IB paper trading. If you click on, obviously you know Brokerage Plus. So here's Brokerage Plus. So you just click on the sim. I'm sorry, click on sim from the toolbar. So I'm going to disconnect. You obviously know Brokerage Plus. So just click on sim underneath the Brokerage Plus where it says live and sim. And now you're in paper trading. Now you can practice trading. It uses our real-time data. Okay. And then you can, if you want, you can put a strategy in here and turn it on, and then you can paper trade it. Okay, so do you know how to, okay, first of all, let me show you. Do you know how to do it at all? But here's another thing, okay? I'm going to show you in our guide because I'm going to show you what to do as best I can. I don't use Brokerage Plus at all, okay? Other than sometimes demonstrating how you can take a trade in the simulator, but if you go to my homepage again, and then go to the guide, okay? You have to click on my homepage because you should have a reference to all I'm going to say. So there's the education section right here. And then here's our guide. So then there's a whole section, should be a whole section on Brokerage Plus. Brokerage Plus right here. And also auto trading. Brokerage Plus, auto trading, okay? Now, again, this is auto trading your own strategy, nothing to do with the AI. So Pepe's asking, have you been able to, again, if you go to Brokerage Plus, it should tell you how you connect to a live IB account. But let me show you how you can auto trade in your simulator, your account, if you're still listening, if you can still see what I'm going to do. Okay. Now, what you have to do is you can see you've got positions, order. Well, these are all user defined tabs. I mean, you can have whatever, but you should have a tab that says strategies. Yes, no? Okay, so I'm just assuming you have, okay, now, the whole idea, of course, of auto trading is that you're going to create your own strategy and you don't have to back test it to see if it looks okay, but you could back test it using our back testing feature. So if it looked interesting to you, then you could try to auto trade it in the simulator. But let's pretend that you've got, say I've got this momentum strategy right there. Okay. Let's say I back tested it and I love it. I'd like to try to auto trade it. So what you do is in the body here, is you right click and load from cloud, because first of all, you've got to save the strategy into the cloud. Okay. And so load from cloud. I think I must have it here somewhere. Click on Momo. Okay, there it is right there, Momo. And I load it. See, now here it is. There is a strategy called Momo right here. To auto trade it, you have to turn it on. And you have to do this every day, okay? Every single day, you've got to turn the strategy on. So you right click. Again, this is in the guide. And you see where it says strategy disabled, click to enable. Now it says on. Now here's where it gets, a little bit confusing, but you right click. Now you have to edit the trading strategy. Okay, I don't do all this, okay? But this is all in the guide. And here's where you can, put your entry time, your order details. Like, do you want to do fixed dollars every trade? Do you want to do shares? Do you want to base that on a stop loss? I'm not going to be able to tell you what you should do. You're going to have to play around with it yourself. How long do you want it? Do you want it in all day? Limit offset is very important. The limit offset, and it's to be a negative number. What that means is, let's say I get an alert for TNON, and the alert is at 189. I'm definitely going to tell, I have not forgotten that, Pepe. I just want to go over the limit offset. So let's say you get an alert at 189, but because maybe it's a very fast moving stock. And so even though you're auto trading, the stock could jump like 5 or 6 cents before you could actually, even in a simulator, a real-time simulator, even like trading a live account, it could jump 5 or 6 cents. So this is what the limit offset does. How far outside of the alert price are you willing to take the trade? And that's what that limit offset does, -2 cents. So you'd use a negative number. So if you said, well, you know what, I don't mind taking a trade 5 cents from the alert. So you would use -5. This is up to you. Okay, I can't tell you, well, this is what you should use. Has to be, you have to play around with this. Because the reason I say all this is because people say, well, I automated it. I'm not, and it's not filling me. Well, it may be because something moves so quickly and you've got like an offset of 2 cents and it no system could get you into the trade within 2 cents of the alert. Okay, good. So now the next step, as Pepe says, okay, in the configuration, you see where it says accounts? I have to click on that. Click on that because it says none right now. And then where it says account, none, then you just select TI paper trading. And then you save. Now you should only have to do that once. Okay, for that strategy. You should only have to do that once. Now you're set to go. Okay, now you're set to go and you're in paper trade mode. No, this is simulator. This is in the simulator. Okay, you said you want to practice in the simulator before you would do live trading. I'm showing you in the simulator. Okay. You said you want to practice first before you commit money to the market. So in that accounts, you want to pick TI paper trading. Now, yes, in the account button, yes. If you are, I'd rather he didn't do the IB paper trader. I mean, you can do it, but we don't support it. So if you're having problems with the IB paper, We just don't support it. So that's about as much as I can tell you. And of course, you can have various accounts in here. It's okay, Pepe. Well, that's up to you, Konstantinos. That's what I'm saying. You want a paper trade. You want to do automated trading. You have to create your own strategy. I'm saying, you have to create your. I mean, listen, auto trading is not for everybody. Well, you have to create your own scan. As I said before, you cannot auto trade this. If you want a paper trader, you can, but then you don't need to go through what I just did. Let me bring back Brokerage Plus. You don't need then to create, you can just go into positions, for instance, and let's just say at the beginning of the day, I get HSAI. I click on it, it goes into Brokerage Plus. I can pick how many shares I want to trade. I mean, so the AI at least will identify to you if you don't want to create your own scans at all, nothing. At least it'll identify some stocks that might be interesting for you to trade. So you're not going to be able to auto trade this, okay? There's no auto trading, but you click on the alert. It's in here. Then you can pick how many shares you want to trade. Here's your bid ask. So if I wanted to trade 100 shares right now, just at it, obviously I could type in the exact number and I'm going to buy it. It's going to go in at the ask, send it. Now I'm in the paper trader. Now I'm in the paper trader right here. Okay. And now I can manage my trade. Put a stop in. It's not, I mean, if you don't have any trading experience, then this is going to be a bit of a challenge because, this is all based on the fact that you have some trading, some trading experience. It's not going to auto trade anything for you unless you create your own. Well, you can. You can do something like this. You can add a stop order. Let's just say I put a stop order in at $22. Okay, you're going to see a line on the chart, so that if this stock went down to $22, you'll be taken out for a $46 loss. If you want, you can put a target if that's how you want to do it. Add a target order. So if you wanted to be taken out at 23, okay, if you can see my lines now. Here's what I'd be doing. I mean, if you were doing it this way, what I'd be doing is, if the trade is still working, just because you put a target doesn't mean, in my opinion, you wouldn't necessarily, you don't have to get out there. So you could start to raise that line up on the chart, because if the trade is still working, why would you get out? The only thing I would absolutely follow is your stop. If now that's the other thing. How are you placing your stop? Like where are you going to place your stop? If the trade doesn't work, how are you going to get, what price are you getting out of the trade if it doesn't work? And of course it could be different. The way I trade is, it's not like a lot of people's, and I just don't agree with it, but I'm not going to, if people are happy doing it that way, but some people say, well, I put a 10-cent stop every trade, or a 20-cent stop every trade, or 1% every trade underneath. So I don't do it that way. I look at the chart and I try to, I use the chart to determine where I'm going to put my stop. So if I were really in this trade, if I look at the 15-minute chart for HSAI, I could say to myself, well, there seems to be a lot of support at 22. If I'm looking at that chart right here, So if it broke down below 22, I want to be out of the trade, as an example. Okay. But that's the trick, if you will. And by the way, HSAI just took out the high of the day. Knowing where, getting a call it a system, whatever you want to call it, of putting your stops in. And then the next thing is that the way I trade is that I don't risk, say, $1,000 one trade, $500 the next trade, $100 the next trade. I try to keep the same amount of risk. So if I lose on the trade, I want to basically lose about the same amount every trade. So Konstantinos, it sounds like you're kind of brand new. So this is what I would do. Trading isn't easy. But this is what I would do, because we do have a free series of videos that you might want to look at that talk about support and resistance. I have an idea of what I like, okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean there's all sorts of different ways of looking at charts. I mean, there's no right or wrong necessarily. So, but if you click on my homepage, and again, go to the education section right here. I'm sorry, not there. Sorry. Yes. Click here in the education section, and you see where it says back to basics. Now, you don't have to necessarily start. I don't know how many videos there are now, but you might not have to go, look at what is a stock, the exchanges, but introduction to charts as an example. Okay. Back support and resistance. Okay. So here's some videos that you can take a look at. See, what I like to do is I just look left. If most of the things that I take are near the high of the day, if I'm going long. And so I just look left on a daily chart to see where the next high is. And if it's far enough away, then it becomes perhaps a viable trade for me. If I can't see it, like here, I can't see it. I can't see where the next high is on a daily chart for HSAI. I can't even see it on a weekly chart. I look left, I can't even see it on the weekly chart. So that's when I go to a monthly chart. And I can see that back here. That's why, I'm not saying, nobody's saying it's going to get to $30, but there's not a lot of chart resistance between the current price and 30. Yeah, my computer is starting to whine at me, guys. I think I might not be able to do YouTube. Maybe at the beginning of the day, and that's it. You too, Konstantinos. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to exit my YouTube feed, because I do want to see if my computer settles down, and then I know that it's truly the culprit. So I do apologize for YouTubers, but I don't think there are too many of you in there. So give me a moment. Where are you? Was that crazy? I can't find the. No, there's the H. Okay, so the HSAI guys just took out the high of the day. Yeah, you hear my computer. Okay, so sorry guys, sorry YouTubers. Bye bye. Well, Pepe, this is crazy. I can't find. Okay, guys, HSAI new high of the day and continuing over 23 now. Where the heck? Where is okay, guys, you probably can still hear me on YouTube. I can't figure out how to shut you down other than I shut down my the chat, the YouTube chat, but I don't see where you guys are in my browser. It's crazy. I'm still displaying in YouTube, right, Pepe? Oh, you closed it. Are you serious? Oh, you closed your browser. Okay, I thought you meant you actually. Yeah, I can't find. I can't see the tab anywhere, which is scary.